And Papergoy here. Just got back from the flea market. Went for the second day, picked stuff up. And as we pan down through, this is what $1,136 will buy you. Well, except this I came with. But the rest of it, $1,136 will buy you that. Want to give a big shout out to Bagpipes, who is helping me out right now by videoing this. Because if I tried to do it, it would be a complete nightmare. Want to do a little bit of a deep dive into a few of the things that I bought to kind of show you. Again, overall, did buy a lot of stuff. Did start raining really, really heavily there on the second day, which is a great time to buy stuff if you can rescue it before it gets wet. I got a really good deal on paper right at the end, just because the people were like, hey, it's raining, we need to get rid of this stuff. And I'm like, hey, I have a bag, so I can put it in there. So I'm going to show you some of the treasures that I ended up picking up. Did buy a box of old Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Paid $40, didn't even look through it, just from doing a quick, oh, yep, there's good enough value there. There's also some knockoff games, stuff that I'm not even aware of. Like, I've never heard of GURPS. It's something like generic, something role-playing system or something other like that. No idea good or not, but it was in there. But this was in there as well. ElfQuest, which includes a comic graphic novel, but also the ElfQuest role-playing game, which online sells on eBay for $75 to $100 by itself. That was in there. So if you have a chance to buy the early role-playing games, you definitely want to do so. And again, I just bought them just because. Another thing that I bought just because, I was doing a deal with the guy, a big deal with some comics and things like that. And he says, are you all done? And he had added the stuff up. And I said, oh, no, I've got one last thing I want. And he had a fairly good sized box of stuff, which I don't know if it's good or not, but all Judge Dredd and 2000 AD. And it ended up being thrown in. He said he wanted $60, but then he didn't change the price for me because I was spending a fair amount of money with him. No idea if it's good or not, but no better time to take a chance on stuff like that than when you can buy it in bulk. And if we head on over here, another thing over here, I've never seen this magazine before, Mystic. A guy had a bunch of Fate magazines and magazines like that, but he wanted $200 for the entire box. However, I ended up picking up all 11 issues of Mystic, which I've never heard of before, from the 1950s. I paid $15 for all 11 of them. And as Mr. Magazine and I have said any number of times, for as long as we've been in the hobby, if we've never heard of the magazine, it's probably obscure. So quite happy to buy that. Going to be listing those as well. A few other things. Here's a quick little insider tip for you. Anything preppy sells. There's the official preppy handbook, which was out in the 1980s. That goes for $25 to $30 if you can find it out there, and it's fairly common out there. This is kind of interesting. The other side is the blacky look. However, I will focus on the preppy look. Paid $1 for this, and again, only bought it because of the preppy side of it, but people will buy things with preppy. Oh, the pile's getting smaller over here. Another insider tip that we all know about, but I just want to show you the things that are out there. Halloween always sells, and this is a beautiful jack-o'-lantern cover, and you can always put JOL down as well because people do use that. But something or other like this I paid $2 for. Probably, even though it's got the damage up over here, somebody's going to want it for the image. Probably a $20 to $25 item right there because of the Halloween cover. So definitely do get Halloween. Now here's something or other that I cannot sell on eBay, but I will be doing it at some point in a Facebook or YouTube auction. A Little Black Sambo. Now this is a very late one. You can tell by the back cover. This has got to be late 70s, early 80s. So it's really late. I'm sure this was after they turned him into an Indian. But something rather like this, still pick it up when you see it if you do have an outlet for it. However, you cannot use eBay as the outlet. A few other things over here. Stole these Walt Disney passports, paid $1 for 3 of them. Tickets to Walt Disney World always go good. This is probably a $20 to $25 lot. Then again, if you look back there, they cost $70 each to start with. So you're talking, if you bought these originally, it cost you $210. I'm going to give these things away compared to that. Woo, woo, we're having fun. See, it's just the same thing. A couple of other things over here. Had a Mitzi Gaynor autograph. Paid $5 for it. No doubt at all that it's legitimate, Mitzi Gaynor. But I said, hey, anything Mitzi Gaynor autographed has to be worth $5. Better be worth more than that because I paid $5. But kind of neat, and I know a good friend of the channel, Don, has mentioned before that he finds a lot of autographed programs and all that kind of thing. They're definitely out there. Proof is in the pudding, or in the Mitzi Gaynor. A couple of other things. Paid $2, I believe, for these two. Maybe I paid $3, I'm not sure. The American Cocker Review, people do collect their breed of dogs. A little insider tip, do not list these in the magazine area. There's the collectibles, animals, dogs section. So you can put these in the animals, the dog section, and the Cocker Spaniel fan will want these and will pay for these. And they'll certainly pay more than $3 for 2 of them, or they better. One thing that I always do is I don't accept things for free. For whatever reason, I just don't like to do so. I mean, I try to pay for the free samples at the Costco. But, so this over here was Head Magazine, and I was looking at it, and the guy said, oh, are you interested? Now, this is counterculture drug from the 1970s. She's snorting her Diet Coke. The guy says, oh, you really like it? And he started talking to me about how he had been back in San Francisco in the 1970s, went to the head shops and everything. He goes, just take it if you really like it. And I said, I can't take it. I'll give you $1. So he was happy to have $1 on it. Don't know what it's worth, but definitely these counterculture magazines, they definitely do sell. People do like them. It's not in the greatest of condition, but I'm betting it's probably a $25 to $30 book anyway. Just a few more things over here. This was the first thing that I bought. I paid $2 each, and I was really, really happy, and I got this look from Bagpipes saying, what the heck are you buying those for? Modern Beauty Shop. These were basically only available to the salons back in the day, so the print runs on these are very, very low. People will want them for look at that, beautiful advertisements in there. People will want these magazines. The only problem with them is they've got a little bit of odor. So definitely I will let them air out a little bit, and then I'll note in my listing needs to be aired out. Definitely don't want to surprise somebody by selling them a magazine that has an odor if you didn't at first let them know about it. Sometimes the cover sells it to me, and the thing that amazed me is this actually says Brunswick on it, which is a brand of bowling machine and the pins back in the day. But Nuns Bowling, who doesn't want this? You know you want it. It'll be up on eBay soon. But this kind of cover definitely will sell. I probably will put it in the bowling section just because that's going to be who ends up buying it. Will be that, or nuns, one or the other. Except they took it from Violent Poverty, so probably bowlers would take it. Well, most bowlers, I think, take it from Violent Poverty as well. Got the Atwater Kent Radio Service Manual. A lot of times you'll find these old manuals out there, and you got bonus stuff inside. People want them because they have the radio. Either they want it just to help them fix the radio, or they want it to put it with their radio. One way or the other, when you can get it for $1, always buy old manuals for $1. They are long tail items, just be warned, because you got to find somebody who's got this radio, but you can get $25 to $30 out of something like this all day long. A few other things. I did ask Bagpipe who that was. I thought I knew who it was, but it kind of threw me off because why is he on the cover of Punch magazine? But that, of course, is Keith Richards. Probably going to list that in the Rock and Roll Rolling Stones area, and it should sell. I know in the past I've said any number of times, do not buy Punch. Don't listen to me, I bought one. But only bought it because of him being on the cover. They probably had 8 to 10 of them there, wanted $2 a piece, and he gave me a deal because I bought a lot of items from him. I didn't buy any other Punch magazine, just this one over here because of that cover. Last couple of items up over here, and I keep saying that. I did take a chance on this for $25, a Craftsman from 1907, but I took a chance for it because it's from Stickley. And I know that Stickley furniture is really, really good. I've never had this before, and I'm standing there at the person's booth, and I said, you know, and they had a couple of other things I wanted, so I ended up working out a package deal where I got this for less than $25. But I said, I've never seen Craftsman magazine with Stickley. So worst case scenario, I'll break even on it, but I'll learn. Best case scenario, this is really good with some marketing, and I'll be able to double my money on it anyway. But once in a while, you got to take a chance on stuff to try to learn. A gentleman had some Disney books there, and he wanted $15 for them, and these were two of the books in there. These are definitely early Disney. Got a little paper damage up there, and a little bit of spine wear on this, and the binding's a little worn on this one over here. However, I got 5 books total for $15 from this era of Disney. The other nice thing about it is I have a section in the store called Disney, so I'll list these, and these hopefully will help facilitate some sales of the other things. And I think at some point I saw a ticket from Disney. I don't know, maybe I should pay attention to my videos. Want to give a big shout out to Auction Professor, because he did tell me what this was, because I did not know. It was just kind of thrown in a lot, and he went through what I bought, and he says, do you know what that is? And I said, nope. And he said, it's Militaria. It's the stencils that they use for the Foot Locker. And he said it's probably worth about $20 to $25. I had no idea. It literally would just have sat on a pile of mine. So meeting Don pays dividends. I not only got lunch yesterday, I found out what that was. And the last couple of things up over here is a gentleman had some Post magazines out. And I saw one that interested me. And he said, hey, I've got more in the van. Would you like to look? When you get that opportunity to look at stuff before it's been put out, the correct answer is, why, yes, I would like to look. Ended up buying these over here, Norman Rockwell covers. I think I ended up buying 7 Norman Rockwell covered New York Posts, which definitely will sell. He ended up charging me $20 for 8 magazines, so I was paying $2.50 with the Norman Rockwells. These will go for $25 to $40 all day long, so when you do see them out there, he did a lot of covers. People do collect them. The only downside is they have to go priority if they're over 1 pound, because they cannot go medium mail. Now this one over here caught my eye for sure. I'm not sure what Santa's looking at, peeping Santa. A lot of people love covers with Santa Claus and things like that. Thank you, Bagpipes, adding this little sense of humor into this. Turf and Sport Digest. I'm not going to sell this for the horse racing aspect. I'm going to sell it because of the really creepy Christmas cover. Nothing. Maybe he's spying on you right now and keeping a list whether you're naughty or nice. I've heard he does that. But you definitely want to buy Christmas stuff. And finally, the last item I have, and I think I absolutely stole this, paid $2 for it. Care Bear book covers, new old stock. So it's still factory sealed. People love the Care Bears. People love NOS. And this is just a really, really nice item. I've not done any research on it, but I'm thinking it's got to be $25 to $30, and I paid $2 on it. And I'm fairly sure it'll sell as well. So definitely do keep your eyes out there. You just never know what you might find. Again, I spent $1,136. I'm very, very happy with my purchases. Now, granted, it is a 6.5-hour drive from my house. So I've got 13 hours invested, plus a couple of overnights, plus hotel, plus food. Oh, God, I'm going broke. But it was a lot of fun, and definitely planning on coming out here next year as well. Do hit the like button. I probably haven't mentioned that yet, but definitely do hit the like button. Do comment on anything that I bought if you've had experience with any of it, and we will see you next video.